Okay, now that you've tried to solve the Explore It problem, and remember, exploring it is we're trying to use our prior knowledge and try to solve it on a new problem. So let's try to make some connections and explain our thinking. So looking back at the problem that we just were given in the Explore, remember it was about a boy with Carl who has a box and he's trying to find the volume. Now we need to talk about the measurement units that Carl could use and explain how I found the volume. Now, our unit cube that he had actually had the units of feet. So we would say cubic feet. That changes. It's not cubic units because we've actually named this cube as to cubic feet. So one way you could do it is Carl could have counted. He could have sat here and counted how many of these little cubes are in his box. So if we were to do that, he would count every single one of the 1 foot cubes and record it. Well, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be 6 cubic feet. So one way to find volume is Carl could have counted, or you might have counted. Maybe you've built it and counted it. Now, another method that or another strategy more that I like to say in math, another strategy he could have multiplied, and some of you might have done this. He could have multiplied the number of 1 foot cubes in each layer. You'll notice that we have 2 layers. We have one layer here, and we have another layer right here. So we have 2 layers, and there's 3 cubes in each layer. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 2 groups of 3 is 6. So I get the same exact volume for this figure, but we went about it 2 different strategies. So the volume is still 6 cubic feet. Think about how you solved it and see if you use one of these strategies. And if you didn't, what strategy did you use? And did you come up to 6 cubic feet? Remember, this is really important. Our units are named by the actual measurement that you're doing. So this is feet, and we're going to look ahead and to see what other ways you can measure. So let's look at this. Looking ahead, volume can be measured in cubic units, and here are some cubic units that you might use to measure volume. So one is unit of volume. It's called the unit cube. Now we in our problem today, we dealt with over here with our cubic feet foot, right? Our feet. Another way is inches. Or we might see centimeters, and that's where we have the cm as abbreviation for centimeters. Now, looking at this picture down here, our units have changed, so be careful because you're going to answer this question in just a minute. Carl has another box as shown below. What is the volume? Okay, now the shape really hasn't changed, but I want you to think what strategy are you going to count them, or if you're going to use multiplication to find the volume of this box that Carl has now. Be mindful of if our units have changed.